What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Coast Sports. Today we're talking about the NFL, giving you guys my mock draft of the first round of the NFL draft. So let's get this thing underway. We're only doing the first round. We're doing all 32 teams, and today we are doing what I think each team should do. So I'm going to try to get inside the heads of the general manager. If I'm the GM for every single team, what would I do? So we're going to do one round today. I might do a more of a full round draft later on as we get even closer to the draft. So here we go. We're going to enter the draft room, and the Bears are on the clock. And so if I'm the Bears right here, right now, and we're gonna start this draft off. If I'm the Bears right here, right now, I need a quarterback. I just traded Justin Fields, and Caleb Williams is the best quarterback available. I feel like it's a no-brainer. I'm taking Caleb. I know a lot of Bears fans wanted to keep Justin Fields, but he's not there anymore, so you got to draft Caleb. Washington, I think they also need a quarterback. You know, they just traded Sam Howell. I think they still have Jacoby Brissett, but I think they need a quarterback. And Drake May on the board. Jaden Daniels is also on the board. That's a tough call, but I think they will go with Drake May. He's been the more hyped up prospect. I know Jaden Daniels won the Heisman. I think they're going with Drake May. All right, next up we get the Patriots. And the Patriots, they basically already said that they're going to draft a quarterback, right? Their new head coach, his name is Mayo. Mayo said, Jared Mayo. He said, we are drafting the most important position, and that's quarterback. So I think they're going to take Jaden Daniels. And then the Cardinals are like, okay, well, Kyler Murray, How would you feel about throwing to any of these three guys? You get Marvin Harrison, you get Malik Neighbors, or you get Rome Odunze. Which one do you want? I think they're going to take the guy who's known as a generational prospect, Marvin Harrison Jr. Now we get to the Chargers. And this starts getting interesting because the Chargers could go two ways here. They can go for wide receiver, and they did just trade Keenan Allen. So that could make a lot of sense. Again, you got Neighbors, Odunze, both available. You could also make an argument that the Chargers should go on the offensive line. Go get an offensive tackle. Joe Alt is available. Or you could make an argument that the Chargers should go defense. Terrion Arnold available. I think in the end, though, I think they're going to go for wide receiver. I think they like Malik Neighbors. And the Giants, honestly, I think they're going wide receiver too, man. Daniel Jones has had nothing to throw to his entire career. Who even are the receivers? Like Darius Slayton and who else is even on that team? I couldn't even tell you. Who is their number two? Is it Parrish Campbell? Is he on their team? Like I legitimately don't know who the Giants' number two receiver is. I think Darius Slayton is their number one. Wan'Dale Robinson, I think. Point is, they have a really bad receiving core. Rome Odunze, he's going to go there. He's going to thrive. All right, now the Titans. The Titans. What are they going to draft? Not a quarterback. They could use some offensive line and defensive line help. And they just hired an offensive coach. They just hired Brian Callahan. So I think Brian Callahan, thinking from an offensive perspective, is going to say, we want to protect Will Levis. We want to go out and get Joe Alt. Best offensive lineman available, best tackle available. I think they're going to take Joe Alt. Then the Falcons, there has still not been a single defensive player selected. So the Falcons can take whoever they want. Any guy, any defensive player that they want. Dallas Turner, highest graded, or Terrion Arnold. Two guys from Alabama, both local guys. They're near Georgia. Or you can get Jared Verse out of Florida State. Another pretty solid pick, if you ask me. But I'm going to go out and say they're going to get the best guy available. Dallas Turner goes to the Falcons at 8. Then we go to the Bears. And the Bears already took Caleb Williams. I think the Bears look at this field and say, we have some weapons. We have David Moore, right? And they have, who else do the Bears have? They got David Moore, and they've got they've got some dudes. They got some pass catchers. Darnell Mooney, right? They got Darnell Mooney. And they got Cole Kmet at tight end. But I think they look at Brock Bowers and say, this kid, Brock Bowers, could be special. Best tight end prospect, not actually in that long, because Kyle Pitts was also a thing, but one of the best tight end prospects we've seen in a long time. Let's give Caleb Williams a really good rookie tight end he can grow up with, he can develop with, and in 3 years, the next Mahomes Kelsey might be Williams and Brock Bowers. I think they're going to go get Brock Bowers. Then we come to the Jets. What they should do, honestly, and this is going to sound, this might be out there, what they should do is they should draft J.J. McCarthy. Let's be honest. Aaron Rodgers is playing for how many more years? Like 1, maybe 2? If we are really dreaming, maybe 3. But that would be pushing it. Draft J.J. McCarthy, sit him for 1-2 years. Why not, right? However, that's not going to help you win right now. And I think the Jets, more than anything else, I think they do want to win now. And so I think they're going to go out and get an offensive tackle. They should. I mean, did you see how bad their O-line was last year? Aaron Rodgers got injured in like the 4th play of their season. Olomayua Fashanu out of Penn State. He's available. I think they're going to go with him. All right, then we go to Minnesota. They have 2 first-round picks, and they need a quarterback. J.J. McCarthy, top guy available. They just got rid of Kirk Cousins. Easy. You think Sam Darnold's going to be their starter next year? I doubt it. I don't think so. Broncos, they also need a quarterback. But they're sitting here like, highest graded quarterback is, Bo Nix. Way down there. Interesting. We could probably trade this pick, huh? And they're like, a lot of good defense. A lot of good defense up here. I wonder if there's any team that could use some defense. Maybe the Jaguars. Maybe the Jaguars. The Broncos say, let's give Denver a call. What do you want for pick 12? You can have your pick of whichever cornerback you want the best, or if you like Jared Verse. And the Jaguars, of course, pulling up the Jaguars. What's their top need? Interesting. Cornerback. So Denver, I think they call up Jacksonville and say, Jacksonville, you need a cornerback, and we're going to give you your choice. Do you want Arnold or Mitchell? What do you want for it? Let's make that trade. So Denver is trading their first pick to Jacksonville for 117 and 248. Denver's going to give him a 4th back. That's the accepted trade. Bam. Now the Jaguars have their choice of cornerbacks. It was far and away their weakest position last year, and I think they want to get Terrion Arnold. Now the Las Vegas Raiders come up and they're like, well, we need a quarterback too. Gardner Minshew's our quarterback, but hey, if it's working, it's working. Let's trade back as well. And the Raiders are like, I wonder who could also use some defense. And I think they scroll down the draft simulator. And I think they will find Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, last year, pretty good defense. You want Jared Verse? You want Quinion Mitchell? What's their top need? Oh, it's an edge. Who's available? Jared Verse. I think the Raiders call up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and say, what do you want? Let's make this trade happen. Las Vegas for Tampa Bay. Where's Tampa Bay? There they are. 113, 116. They'll get back that 257. Not enough. Throw in a 6th. Nah, throw in a 4th. There you go. That's a trade right there. Tampa now with the 13th pick. They're going to take Jared Verse. All right, now the Saints come up to bat. And the Saints are like, well, we need an offensive tackle. How about Talius Fuaga? And then the Colts come up to bat. And they're like, well, we need a cornerback. Let's take Quinion Mitchell. Then the Seahawks come up to bat, and they're like, we need all these guys. Seattle's a tough one. My team, if you can't tell from the flag. Seattle, I think, should go O-line. I think they should go O-tackle. That's listed as their biggest need. And I would agree. Troy Fautanu, local kid out of UW. J.C. Latham, both good picks. I think they go with the local guy, Troy Fautanu from UW. Now Denver comes to bat. 17th pick. They could try to trade down again, but they're not going to. They like Bo Nix. Broncos, Bo Nix. There we go. Now the Bengals. The Bengals, they could also use some offensive line. Let's be honest here. Joe Burrow got hurt last year. Maybe you want to protect him a little bit better. I could see it. I could see it happening. I think the Bengals go out and select J.C. Latham out of Alabama. Then we get to the Rams. The Rams, oh man, Aaron Donald retired. How about we go replace him with Byron Murphy out of Texas? Pittsburgh, they need offensive line every year. How about Amarius Mims out of Georgia? Why not? Why not go get Russell Wilson some protection? I like Amarius Mims. Then the Dolphins. Dolphins definitely need to work on their defense and their O-line, but there's not a whole lot of O-linemen available unless they want to go down and get Jackson Powers Johnson. If they want to get a D-lineman, they can go get Jerzon Newton. Or they could maybe trade down. Maybe Miami sits around and says, we like Graham Barton, we like Jackson Powers Johnson, we're willing to take our pick of them. Who else wants something? Who else wants something? For the pick number 21, you got Latu sitting there. You got Brian Thomas Jr. sitting there. You got Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean, good player. Still sitting there. Nate Wiggins. Kool-Aid McKinstry. A lot of good cornerbacks sitting in this first round. Who wants a cornerback? Whose cornerbacks were really bad last year? How about the Packers? They don't seem to need a cornerback. Cowboys? Don't seem to need one either. How about the Eagles? What's their top need? Cornerback. The Eagles are they have the next pick, so that might not make sense. So let's say they don't trade. We'll say the Dolphins they're gonna keep this pick. They're gonna make this pick, and they're gonna get Latu out of UCLA. All right, now we get to the Eagles. Eagles need cornerbacks. Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama, you're going to Philadelphia. Now Minnesota. Ooh, Minnesota, 2 picks in the first round. How'd they pull that one off? Not even sure. I don't remember who did they trade for that. I don't know, but however they did, they got a first rounder. They need D-line. They could also go cornerback here. I think they go D-line. I think they go get Jerzon Newton. Then Dallas. What does Dallas go out and do? Interesting team are the Dallas Cowboys. Because I feel like they're pretty good at almost all the positions. But I feel like Dallas could definitely use some help. See, the suggestion wants them to draft a receiver. I'm not sure. Because they do still have CeeDee Lamb, who was really good last year. They still have Michael Gallup. Could they go out and look for a number 2? They could. In the first round, it doesn't make much sense, especially because there are more good receivers. Like, looking at guys like Jalen Polk available, probably in the 3rd round. Roman Wilson's going to be there in the 2nd. Troy Franklin's going to be there in the 2nd. I don't think that the Cowboys go receiver first pick. I think they're going to go O-line. I think they go get Graham Barton. Now the Packers, they also need O-line. Or D-line. Honestly, I think they go get Jackson Powers Johnson. I like that pick for them. Las Vegas, they need a quarterback. They want a quarterback. Michael Penix Jr. Welcome to Las Vegas. He'll probably fight with Gardner Minshew to be the starter, but I think he can win that job. Now the Cardinals, they get their 2nd first-round pick of the draft. They already got Marvin Harrison Jr. They're not going to go for a receiver. An edge would work for them. And Damian Robinson is available. I'd draft him if I was them. Then we got Buffalo. Buffalo. What is Buffalo going to do here? They have no receivers. They just traded Stephon Diggs. They got rid of Gabe Davis. Who even are their receivers? Khalil Shakir? Yeah, Buffalo. Brian Thomas Jr., he's there. You're taking him. Detroit. Ugh. They could use a cornerback. Cooper DeJean, Nate Wiggins. I think they go get Nate Wiggins. I like that pick for them. Baltimore goes out and gets Tyler Guyton. They don't really need a receiver, do they? San Francisco, what do they need? Lots of receivers on the board right now. San Francisco doesn't really need a receiver. Let's trade this pick down, how about? I feel like San Fran, what they really need here, D-line, offensive tackle, they could draft a receiver, but with Ayuk and Debo, Kittle, that's not really their biggest of needs. I think San Francisco could trade down this pick. Who needs a receiver? Let's think about this. Who theoretically would love a receiver? Maybe a team with a young quarterback? Maybe a team with a young quarterback who is potentially a rookie quarterback. Maybe Denver? How about we make this trade? Denver sends this second round to move back into the first round. Niners get the third back as well. That looks fair. We'll make that trade. Denver's now on the clock. If this thing will let me. Apparently it's not. Come on. It says they've both accepted it. Come on. Denver. Where are you, Denver? Bam, bam, trade. No? Maybe they're not allowed to trade that second because they just traded for it? I don't know. I don't know why they're not letting me make this trade here. What the heck? What the heck? How about Atlanta? Atlanta could use a receiver. Let's make this trade. Atlanta moves back into the first round for a second trade, and it's not letting me do that one either. That's really weird. I guess the 49ers have to pick. So they're going to pick, I don't know, Darius Robinson. And the Chiefs, they need a receiver. They're going to take Adonai Mitchell. And there you go. There you go. That's my mock draft first round. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Let me know. Good draft, bad draft. Seems solid to me. I feel like I probably could have done better, but it seems like a solid choice to me. I feel like all of that seems reasonable. All of that seems possible, and I like my picks. We'll see, though. We'll see what the GMs do. That being said, guys, it's Coast to Coast Sports. I'll see you guys in the next one.